Well, you know, it was not only Democrats who took offense to Ted Cruz's 21-hour-plus marathon. John McCain took to the floor to question the meaning of what the Texas senator was up to, and furthermore, some comments he made about how this health care law was put into place. The senator joins you right now. What got your goat, Senator?
That pundits who said that we couldn't fund Obamacare, and by the way, we can't because we don't have the votes, but we're akin to the appeasers in World War II that allowed Hitler to do the things that he did.
Now, he said he was talking about pundits. You didn't distinguish.
But, you know, in some ways I'm a pundit, but I also share their view that say that we can't defund Obamacare. But I also wanted to point out that in 2009, I spent more hours on the floor fighting against Obamacare than I have ever on any issue. For 25 days we fought. We fought even until the morning of Christmas Eve. And to somehow say well, these guys are, you know, they're not against Obama, they don't fight hard enough. I fought on the floor when it really mattered, when I thought we could beat it, and we didn't, because they had the votes, just as they have the votes now. So I will take a back seat to no one in my opposition. In 2012, I spent 2 months traveling this country saying we've got to repeal and replace Obamacare. So somehow now, because we see that we can't defund Obamacare, which is there is not the votes for.
So that'll never happen. You don't think that's ever going to happen, as long as the Senate stays
not as long as we don't have 67 votes to override a presidential veto. So I would love to.
So was this a waste of time on Senator Cruz's part?
Pardon me?
Was it a waste of time on Senator Cruz's part?
No. If Senator Cruz wants to do that and fire up the troops, that's fine with me. But
do you like him?
Yeah, sure, I like him. We've been out to dinner a week or so ago. I admire him. It's not. But I can disagree with someone.
Comment again. Was that a dig at you?
I have not used it, and by the way, I was quoting from an editorial in the Wall Street Journal. But the point is that I have a very good relationship with him. I admire him, and we have worked together. But we have a significant disagreement. That doesn't mean we have to be disagreeable. But when people are compared to appeasers prior to the Nazis in World War II over an issue of health care, then I have to say, wait a minute, that's just over the line. And look, my family fought in World War II. They're not appeasers. Both my father and my grandfather.
Oh, sure.
So all I can say is that, look, we're not going to succeed because we don't have the votes.
Well, what's going on here, though, Senator?
80% of the American people say they do not want the government shut down for budget purposes.
That's just what I was going to ask you. That looks more likely now. If even for a limited amount of time, Senator Warner was saying that, Charlie Rangel was here a little while ago saying that. To me, that looks likely now.
Well, I hope not. I hope we can still...
So you think it hurts Republicans if it comes to pass?
Oh, I know that it does. I saw this movie before in 1995 when we shut down the government. Cost $1.4 billion, and the American people literally rebelled because Americans don't like government, but they don't want it shut down. A smart way of going after this is picking apart Obamacare when we said repeal and replace. The tax on medical devices, we should have hammered that one. We should have demanded an amendment on that, on a number of other aspects of Obamacare that have already been abysmal failures.
But do you think that all of this, you say you respect Cruz, and I'm not trying to stir a fight, but do you think that there is a battle? Because a lot of people say, well, John McCain, you know, he's the old guard. These guys are the new guard. He better get with it.
Well, that's fine, but I do not believe the American people or the majority of my constituents want to shut down the government. And that
so you think they're playing with fire?
It's the only option. It's not so much playing with fire as it is. Most people, 80% of the American people don't want the government shut down because of Obamacare.
But when you have those town hall meetings, Senator, and they get raucous, I mean, a lot of those guys seem to say, to hell with it, shut the government down.
That's just not it's not fair to the veterans. It's
Right.
not fair to the people who get Social Security. It's not fair to our men and women in the military. It's not fair to our constituents to shut down the essential functions of government. And most Americans share that view. But I will continue to fight. I will continue to do everything I can to repeal and replace Obamacare. I am convinced that it's a total failure. But to say that this is the issue when we do not have the votes. Okay. If we'd have won the election in 2012,
by the way, could you speak
different.
for 21 hours straight?
Oh, sure. Listen, I won't tell you sometime how long I had to stand on my feet a couple of times, a long time ago and far away.
I bet. No one doubts that. Senator John McCain. I don't know about you. I don't think he said anything. I mean, once again, it's kind of left you wanting. John McCain, all right.